It's Wednesday, September 7th, and I've got an update on what's going on in the tropics. We have two hurricanes, that's Danielle and Earl, and potentially a third tropical system about to develop in the far eastern Atlantic. Now, as you know, the peak of hurricane season is September 10th, so we're almost there. And we still have a lot of the season to go. It runs all the way through the end of November. So tropical activity is still very possible as we go here through later September and certainly into early October. And notice even by mid to late October, there's a little bit of a secondary peak before traditionally the activity really starts to wind down in the tropical Atlantic. So we'll start out with a wider overview. And again, here's Hurricane Earl, a Category 1 storm. This is Danielle, a Category 1 hurricane, and we have an area of investigation here that has a pretty good chance at development over the next couple of days. We'll zoom in, give you that closer look. You can see a very large eye as the system is really starting to transition a bit from a tropical system to an extratropical one as it continues to work its way here through the North Atlantic. These are the Azores Islands, so you can see that it is well north of there, up into areas of the North Atlantic that rarely support tropical development for very long. The latest as of 11 o'clock this morning, winds of 80 miles per hour with gusts of 100. It's moving rapidly to the northeast at 16. It'll eventually transition into a non-tropical system, do a little bit of a loop, and by early next week, be located here just off the coast of Portugal and moving over towards Spain. So we'll be watching that system. By then it'll be much weaker, but still enough that it'll bring some heavy rain to parts of the Iberian Peninsula. Then as we head into the central Atlantic here between Bermuda and Puerto Rico, this is Earl, which has the potential to become our first major hurricane of the year. It is forecast to strengthen into a Category 3 storm. Right now it's moving to the north at 8 miles per hour, so it has sped up a little bit in some of that forward movement, and the winds are up to 85 miles per hour, so not far from a Category 2 hurricane already. We do have tropical storm warnings up for the island of Bermuda. They will be changed to hurricane warnings. The storm isn't expected to directly hit the island of Bermuda, but it'll be close enough that there will be certainly some effects felt on the island, as it'll be a Category 3 storm passing by towards the east of the storm, east of the island late Thursday into early Friday, and then once it moves into the North Atlantic by this weekend, it'll weaken pretty quickly. Now, one impact that we will see up and down the eastern seaboard will be higher than normal surf conditions. Rip currents will be up, and we could be dealing with some higher tides along the eastern seaboard, as well as some of those swells are already starting to affect areas of the East Coast. So if you are heading out towards the beach, again, listen to any lifeguard instructions that are up there along the eastern seaboard, because there is that potential for those stronger than normal rip currents all up and down from Florida towards Maine. And then we have this area of investigation west of the Cabo Verde Islands. The Hurricane Center's been watching this for several days, and then we're now saying about a 70% chance of development over the next 2 days and certainly into the next 5-day period. So what's going to happen with this area of investigation? Well, right now it's still moving quickly to the west-northwest at 28 miles per hour. And just about all the computer models are pretty consistent about bringing the storm towards the north and then turning it. And that's fairly typical of systems that develop close to the Cabo Verde Islands or in this part of the Atlantic. A lot of times we see them curve as we have a series of fronts that come off the eastern seaboard and push those storms off towards the east. So that's one area that we're watching. If it does develop into a tropical storm over the next couple of days, it will take the name of Fiona, which will take us a little bit farther down the list. Again, we had a slow start with Colin dissipating back on July 3rd, and then we went through most of July and just about all of August without any tropical development. And then here at the beginning of September, we had Danielle and Earl, which again, Earl has the potential to become our first major hurricane of the 2022 hurricane season. Of course, we'll keep you updated on air and online, so keep it tuned right here and we'll let you know what's developing over the next day or two.